Not only was the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, upheld today. Well, actually, we've got a couple of clips from President Obama about that. He just about 40 minutes ago or so came out and gave a little talk. So here's the first clip from President Obama on the ACA.
5 years ago, after nearly a century of talk, decades of trying, a year of bipartisan debate, we finally declared that in America, health care is not a privilege for a few, but a right for all.
There you go. And then he continued, and so he kind of divided America into three stages. He said, for a century we have been talking. If Teddy Roosevelt was the first guy to propose Medicare for all, basically a national health care system, that was like in 1909 or so, 1907. But he said for over a century we've been talking about this, and 30 years ago, or in the 1930s, 2 generations ago, he said, Americans decided to protect people in their retirement, and that was Social Security. And he said then a generation ago, and this was during the Johnson administration, he's counting Democratic administrations, by the way, the Republicans opposed all of these things. Then a generation ago, Americans decided to protect the elderly with regard to their health care, and we got Medicare. And he said, now we're protecting everybody. And then, he said, however, you've got Republicans who are obstructing this in their states. They're refusing to take free money from the federal government simply because they hate Obama. And here's what he had to say about that.
We're making progress. We're going to keep working to get more people covered. I'm going to work as hard as I can to convince more governors and state legislatures to take advantage of the law, put politics aside, and expand Medicaid and cover their citizens. We've still got states out there that, for political reasons, are not covering millions of people that they could be covering, despite the fact that the federal government's picking up the tab.